or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in, come on, I've got intel. Yes, Big Cat, back on the fasting again, darling dears. We're at a new moon in Libra, where we set our intentions, darling dears. A new moon brings new beginnings, darling dears. A time for you to what? Gather your thoughts, your dreams, your goals, and get great, darling dears. Get great. Come in, Big Cat. Come in. Waiting for a few more cats to turn up, but I'm gonna drag out the planetary energies, shall I? Well, who gonna check me, boo? Hey. Anyhow, this autumn's new moon in Libra hits the emotional reset button, darling dears. You're not crack on crazy, you're not really. It's the moon. I told you the moon is skullduggerous. Creating some much needed balance in your lives. It's a good time to start new relationships or just look at a situation with clear eyes. Clear eyes recognize real lies. Yes, baby. Be prepared for a few to display bad behaviors, darling dears, as you look at them as they truly are, not what they purported to be. The mask will fall off in many situations, darling dears. You also have Venus in Virgo, trining, and we love a trine, darling dear. Trine brings luck and opportunities. We have Venus in Virgo, trining Pluto in Capricorn. A good day for winning people over, as this influential aspect increases your charm. You're charming. As you tell people, I can see what you did. Right next to Basura and leave. Bad behaviors will be kicking off today, darling dears. It will. As we dive in, darling dears, life is not a fight. It's a game. I've told you this many times, my dear Big Cat. We, as Starseed Lightworkers, are volunteers. We volunteer to come back to raise the vibration of the planet. Well, it seemed like a good idea when we was in the bosom of the Most High. But now that we're here, we can't take the fast route back. We've got to fight to the bitter end, Scotty, and get a grip of life. Because it's not a fight, it's a game. As you continue to walk forward, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, never backwards. We embody the words of Socrates, that says an unexamined life is a waste. Yes, baby, we're taking the time to look back from whence we came. We did a 180. We did a 360 to make sure that we burnt the bridges once and for all. You realize, darling dears, the key to knowledge, right? How you move in confidence is true power. And what is power? Power is knowledge, darling dear. And knowledge is power. And I'll have nothing else said. Prototype, Ibex, Big Cat. The one they underestimated. They thought you was a tortoise, but you wasn't, darling dear. You was taking the knee and you was praying. But when you got up and said, Amen, it's like, what game on, darling dears? Game was on. You understood that you are professor of the puzzle. Checkmate is your go-to move. Why? Because you're the queen of everything. Whether you're the king, you're the queen. You move in a kind of subconscious way as you realize and embody the affirmations of, I am a powerful, resourceful manifestor. When you wake up to the reality of whom you truly are on this Malkuth, darling dears, you really can't get into relationships. No, you can't. It may be all fits and giggles at the front. You know how a karmic relationship begins. It starts with two hearts, and a little bit down the road, once you've gone down that dark path, you're looking for a club and a spade. Yeah. quiet as it's kept. Yeah. You realize that you can't get into no one. That's right, Freudian slip meant to come out. You can't get into a relationship with people that are unhealed, that have not done the work. It's a thankless, unfathomable task, which will keep you on the rigmarole of what the rinse and repeat, and you will rescind your volunteer card and be sent back, darling dear, to do it again with the same dummy bats that got you at hockey sticks at dawn with the Most High. You have to be weary, darling dears, of those on the balls of their feet. Jeremiah 9:40. They come with a full-on, as I always say, Jezebel's spirit. Revelations 2:20. They are betas that come to wreak havoc on your existence and will beat you down with their ignorance, their lack mentality, their low self-esteem. Try to get you caught up in the material side of life, when that is just set ready to give us comfort on this Malkuth. The most important thing in your life is the Most High, your spiritual life, darling dears. Once you are aligned within, nothing can break you, darling dear. Come through Beyonce. You can't break my soul. Posh clap. Today is Sunday, Crown Chakra Day, darling dears, where we get a deeper understanding as we embrace the energy of the new moon unfolding. The energy will be strong for a good 3 days, darling dears. Take the time to sit down and contemplate the seeds you intend to sow. And as the moon travels through all of the stages, darling dears, until it reaches its crescendo, I can't even say that, crescendo. Yeah, allow me, Mercury retrograde, yeah. It's in Libra at the moment, darling dears, the house of partnerships. If you're getting into a relationship right now, woo, you are daring, you are fancy. And I'll be right here when you come back to tell you I did tell you. Don't do it, Scotty. Don't do it. In my Sophia voice. Come through, color purple. Posh, clap. We're going to have to go back to what Seeley said. You may be a number of things, darling dears, but thank God you are still here. You was graced with another day to kick your way out of the duvet, darling dears, to turn your pain into champagne. As you realize Isaiah 54:17, the weapons will continue to form, darling dear, but they will not strike. It's bullseye, darling dears, as you understand that life is a game. And you're saying, Case, where are the rules? The rules are in your South Node, blood. Yeah, it's fancy, darling dear. It's in your South Node. The rules are you've got to do the opposite of everything in your South Node. And it's not going to be easy, especially when you've been born into dysfunction. Been the top people pleaser until you realize the red flag pole was something that you was meant to sit on, darling dear. It's not comfortable. It's not. You have to laugh and give thanks to the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis, as we dive into this read, darling dears, as we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, way showers, and spiritual guides. From Geetha to Malkuth. Namaste. Energies. Up, big cat. Please excuse the adverts because they keep coming, darling dears. But we must press on at a hot trot because you know I can be such a chatty cat. Nothing like sitting back, darling dears, and seeing the things you spoke into existence manifest. Nothing like remembering when you tried to stop a foolio from doing foolishness. And you released them to their own understanding, which was chicken head blood. I told you, when you see the karmas play out, darling dears, we must only say, there's no time for chuckling, no time for laughing, because karma is not discriminatory about whose house it will visit next. You don't laugh at somebody getting their comeuppance, darling dears. You just thank God you had the foresight, the strength, the oil in your back, and the bravery, the courage it took to step out into the unknown, darling dears. As you continue to sit in whom you're meant to be on this Malkuth, every one of your wishes are granted in the name of the Most High Father, God, Mother Isis. The struggle you see other people going through, darling dears, it hasn't touched you. Why? Because your common sense, your flip-flop, darling dear, has been your go-to move. You understood the value of what? Holding your tongue, shut up, packing it in, buttoning your lip, and moving in silence. 1111 on the counter, a true what? Major spiritual number. You're getting the 1111 fade. And if you're feeling impatient because the manifestation hasn't manifested the way you want, take the fast with me, darling dear. We are on a new moon in Libra. Libra is the 7th house, the house of partnerships and contracts. Contracts that you're going to make with your higher self. You can what? You can pray, darling dears. At one point when I was going through my darkest part in my life, darling dears, when I used to pray, I'd pray to Father God, Mother Isis, and I would humbly give my free will to my soul to guide me. That's the only place that I will give up my dominion to my soul and to the Most High. Give it to man, man will fail you, and they will double back and what? Bend over and bust it wide, darling dear. So if you're getting into a relationship during Mercury retrograde, you're gonna need something stronger than the water, darling dear. Let's press on at a hot trot. Please excuse the adverts. I'm gonna get a rune. Oh, you have two of them, a duo. And they were so kind to line up, because when you cast runes, you read them right to left. The first one that is uncovered, darling dears, lean in, big cat. Lean in. This is auspicious. That means fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely, darling dears. Fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. Represented by the what? High Priestess in Tarot. This is what? Perth Row, darling dears. Represented by the numbers 8, 9, 10, and 11. I'm getting the feeling that coming up in October, those particular dates are going to be what's special for someone. It's also represented by the letter P. It speaks about what? Hidden things being revealed unto thee, darling dears. But it's also about you understanding that having this knowledge is going to give you what? Power and edge. But you have to use that energy wisely, darling dears. It's also represented by the what? The female genitalia. Somebody needs to go and get what? A checkup. You better shimmy down to the doctors, darling dears, and get that look-ti-loo on what's going on in your what? Secret garden, blood. YouTube don't like when I use the real words. And I'm not getting caught. I told you I'm a slippery cat. The energy of the High Priestess, darling dears, also speaks about what? A trusted confidant. Either someone will see you in that particular way, or you will what? Have one sent to you, darling dear. But not everyone or anyone must be trusted with all of your confidences. Sometimes when you're what? Having to use someone as a sounding board, because you can't always just what? Work and move in silence. You need to get your ideas out there. Test the waters. If that's the case, you break it down into segments, darling dear. You don't give someone all of what you've got going on. It also speaks about the what? A secret, darling dear, a secret. Something specific is about to be revealed. As I said, use that knowledge wisely. Take the time to what? Reflect on it. It also speaks about what? Water as well as moon energy. The moon is represented by Pisces as well as Cancer. Someone who was a secretive partner, darling dears. You're about to get some intel on them. Part of it will be from intuition, but another part will be on what? Behavior, darling dears, because the High Priestess reveals somebody's true inner self. We're going to be having a reveal, darling dears. Good God. I mean, God is good. Yeah. Fist bump. Yes, baby. And it's the letter P. I can only think of one swear word at this moment in time. My mind is limited to swear words at the moment in time because I'm trying to what? Reel it in. And it's full on what? Point A and point B, guys. It didn't say nothing about signs. Yeah. Anyway, let's press on to the next route. Oh, if we're going to get a good one, let it be what? The Fool card in Tarot. This is Manners, darling dears, as you take a leap of faith. And again, it speaks to what? A new beginning, darling dear. It also speaks about what? A new partner coming towards you. There will be an age difference. But this is a season where you what? You've been through the tree of life, darling dear, and it wasn't fabulous. You came out a bit what? Shoddy, until you realized what? Shoddy was right up there with should. And if you keep shudding, you end up shudding on yourself. Yeah. Right next to the High Priestess, you get to do the tree of life again, darling dear, but with your third eye buffed up to a bishin shine. Yeah. Absolutely fabulous. Light worker you be. And again, I must remind you, you cannot get into union or friendships or even associationships with anyone that is unhealed. It will be detrimental to your forward movement. And we listen to Abraham Lincoln around here. The full energy, darling dears. This also speaks about the awareness of self and understanding your position on this Malkuth. It also speaks about you being sent to bring some form of what? Social order in your own awakenedness and your awareness of self. The full energy, darling dears, speaks about what? A new opportunity coming towards you, one which you will take a risk. This is taking one giant step for you, darling dear. You're tied with what? The shuffling feet. Divine is gifting you with the what? The exact opportunity that you need, but you have to use your discernment and your intuition and continue to move in silence. As I said, if it's a new idea, a new business, you can break it down, darling dear, and fill out the information. But you don't give all of your cards to no one. Trust no one with nothing. We get our boosie badass on. Big cat, I told you, we're leading with the boosie. Why? Because there's liars, thieves, cheaters, users. If I had pearls, I'd be clutching them with you, big cat. Swindlers, back front neck tappers that get no S, darling dear. They got the T-Rex arms. We've got the frenemy, the haters, with the bad vibes, the bad intentions, right? The bad advice and the bad credit, darling dear. And if it's a relationship you're getting into, guess what? You're gonna witness bad behavior. Why? Their banana fatum has what? A bad memory. It don't remember you. As soon as it leave your side. Now these things will get at your hairline and be rapid with it, darling dears. And I told you, if you're going in, mate, hit me up in the what? The comments, not the Gmail. The other big cats need to witness this. After all we've discussed, I haven't even got a mocha to sip with you today, darling dears. I'm embodying the cup. Because I ain't getting smoked. Yeah. As I was saying, the full energy, darling dears. Represented by the letter M, the numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7. When I said M, manipulation and manipulator screamed in my mind. But then the second thought was what? Manifestation mode, darling dears. Gifted with the tools, take the risk. Somebody's thinking of what? Leaving a certain situation. Something that had a lot of secrets and possibly bureaucracy. It also, the High Priestess is also represented by what? For me, the High Priestess also represents the mother. Because I told you how I learned the major arcana. Do I need to go for it again right now? Do you really want to hear it? Or I'll leave it to another time, because I can digress. I'm not going to what? Keep digressing today, darling dears. I've got to press on. But anyway, it speaks about a mother, darling dears. And this is a girl. Somebody's fretting at this moment in time. They're pregnant. They will birth a son. I'm getting something between the what? For some, it could be 8 weeks. Some of you, it's going to be 8 months. But you're worried about stepping out, taking this risk. Take the leap of faith, darling dears. You are going to birth a child of the light, and that child is going to be your guide. Don't stay in a situation where there's bad behavior. Remember, you'll bleed into your progeny's mind. Remember, I told you that, and tell them at the back. What's your ancestral message? We're going to lead with the African goddess cards. If you wish to purchase, please follow the link to my Amazon storefront, and let your fingers do the walking. Because that Amazon, the online Aladdin's cave. Next thing you know, they'll be selling human beings, but don't tell them I told you, right? Because you've got the badass alchemist ways. Do I need to point it out again? You are the high priestess or priest standing between the two pillars of wisdom, Boaz and Jashin, as found in the Book of Kings, outside King Solomon's mind, for completion and beginning. And again, it's pointing in the direction of taking a risk, darling dears. The sun speaks about the illumination and also the spiritual strength, the guidance. You're being nudged, darling dears, to pay attention to the path that you are taking. And there's a risk coming towards you, darling dears. Take the risk, yeah. I'll double down on it. Take the flipping risk, yeah. Yeah. Take the risk, because it would lead to joy. And look at this. I was just saying, somebody's going to be taking a risk with what? Going alone with a pregnancy. And did I not say a man-child will be born? The child is wrapped in blue. Blue speaks about what? Dignity, darling dears. Luxury. And it is also the color of what? The throat chakra. Your child is going to be a great speaker. Gifted and guided. Possibly sent to guide others. I told you, a child of the light. But we've got Queen Nefertari. I said Queen Nefertari, but this is Queen Nefertiti, right? Queen Nefertari. I love Queen Nefertari. It was on her arm. I had a picture of her behind me, darling dears. It was absolutely lovely. She was being initiated by the goddess Isis. Queen Nefertari, if you wanted to be a queen, let it be her. She was Ramesses II's wife. On her epitaph, it's what? Here lies she, for whom the sun rises. I thought, you know what? I'm taking that shit. Yeah, I took it. As must you be, cat. You are he or she for whom the sun rises. Queen Nefertari, we're going to read her message. I said Queen Nefertari, and it's Queen Nefertiti. But Queen Nefertari is on my mind. I told you I'm a budding Egyptologist, but I won't digress again. I'll press on. It's number 38, the 3 and the 8, the energy of the Empress, Earth and Venus energy. We also got the energy of the 8, Big Cat Leo energy, darling dears. Something is about to be illuminated because you are not being tempted off your flip-flop. Take the risk, darling dear, whatever it is. Future screenshot and read at your leisure or leisure. Queen Nefertiti, Temple of the Queens and Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Right, it's time. You turn everything that life throws your way into gold. Good golly and gosh, what did I say? You are on the path to fulfilling your purpose. North Node kind of a way, darling dears. You are an alchemist with the badass alchemist ways, I might add. You have the power to bend universal energy. Dare to transmute lead into gold by shifting from fear to love. We feel everything can rise. Why? Because we've got faith, darling dears. We feel all in the heart. It didn't say that. I ad-libbed. I told you I'm a chatty cat. Forgive me. Everything you desire exists in some form of loving energy. Match this frequency. This is how you manifest, darling dears. You have to be what you intend to bring from Keitha to Malkuth. Set it in your mind's eye first. Imagine it. I am loved fully. What does it look like, taste, smell like to be loved unconditionally? I am happy and healthy. See it. I am a money magnet. What does it feel like? The goddess declaration. Everything I touch turns to gold. If this ain't bad artery, I don't know what is, darling dears. My cards don't run. You have to know what you are rolling with, darling dears. Rolling with. Should we get one? No, we're not going to go with you. We're going to go with the soul cards. No, it said allow that. Okay, okay. Which is Oracle Wisdom. Okay. Your imagination, darling dear. Air energy. If you can conceive, believe, you will surely achieve. And it's also showing what? A westerly direction. What happened to the Wicked Witch of the West? Yes, you're right. A whole house got dropped on her, mate. Some knowledge is about to be dropped on you, darling dears. But again, I'm telling you, you must use it wisely. Be what? Stealthily with it, darling dear. Sneaky cat. Nothing wrong with that. Especially when you are working for what? The highest good of all. You will also be finding that your words, darling dears, you're keeping your circle tight so that if you say something, darling dear, you know who repeated it. Why? Because if only you and somebody know what's going on, darling dear, and you hear it somewhere else, that is only one person could have done it. This is why you have to be careful with the information you're putting out there. It could be to a wicked witch that needs a whole house dropping on them. But it's not going to be you, Big Cat, I told you. Big Cat must be free to sock it to him. Fist bump. And this also speaks about travel, darling dear. Some of you are manifesting a move on the GPS. Could be a westerly direction, or it could be what? A vacay, an impronto vacay. Somebody wants the word, and I'm telling you, someone's in two minds whether to go through with their pregnancy. This is telling you to keep the child, darling dear, and drop the man. Yeah. Because you will what? Take that leap of faith. Take the leap of faith. But you have to remember, James 2:14, faith without works is dodo dead. You have to put your back into it and understand the role that you are taking on. Base of the deck. What did I say? My cards aren't ramping today. You need to know that you have the badass alchemist ways. This is represented by the magician in tarot. Something is coming towards you at a hot trot with speed, and it also speaks about the speed of travel. You will be gifted with all of the tools. Somebody's going on impronto vacay. It could be a seminar, something that you didn't expect to go on, but the funds, the finances, the Skrilla.com is going to turn up from thin air, darling dears. You are making shiznai happen. You are saying checkmate in many situations as you are being illuminated to what your greatness. Your words have power, darling dears. You spoke it into existence, and things that you predicted in others' lives, darling dears, you will witness them unfold as their own proverbial houses drop on them, darling dear. It's going to be what? Hellfire and powder house in the mud hut. Oh well. Learning how to swim spiritually, darling dear, it's the way to go, darling dear. The water's lovely. Right. Who are you going to hear about these things about? Let's get some rooms and get some letters. Right. You've got the what? The Gebo, the G. We've got letter G. We've got a B, the Kana. We've got Ingus, ING. Right. We've got Wunjo, V and W. We've got the what? Manas again, darling dear. The letter M. We've got what? We've got Feo, the letter F and O. We've got the what? Sun energy, swallow, S. We've got Taiwas. This is the letter T, justice, darling dear, right next to the judgment. I can't make it up. Can you see it? The lighting is, yeah, see the judgment? And the justice right next to it. Then I go through it, blood. You're going to hear about something. Be prepared for the and to keep it pumping, Scotty. We've got the Algaz, darling dears, represented by the letter A. And we've got what? Oh, we have thirst as devil energy, darling dears. Yeah, you can hear about some sufferation. And it's what? Represented by the letter X. Someone that you told to go forth and multiply on a different land. Not my land, but a different land. as I sip my water. And you're right, I'm not minding my business. Not when we're in these tarot streets. You get the usher here, mate. You get the usher. Right, where's my thingamajig? I'm looking for my thingamajig, and my thingamajig is behind me. We're gonna leave with the... I can't remember the name of this tarot deck. If you know it, please put it in the comments, darling dears. Base of your deck, darling dear, changing your focus. This also represented by what? The Five of Cups. Realizing the Two of Cups are inside thee, darling dears. I told you, you've got the badass alchemist ways. And look what's underneath that. Another green light for somebody who's worrying about a pregnancy. Drop the man and keep it pumping, darling dears. Keep it pushing. That child is of light. Five of Cups also speaks about someone feeling extremely sad. Let the bad juju stay with them. They sad while you glad, darling dear. Having realized manifestation starts from the inside out, darling dear, as you embody what you intend to what? Perpetrate on this Malkuth, darling dear. All of this and that. Oh, Nine of Swords, darling dears, speaks about what? Being pressed, pumped, and perturbed. Somebody is too fat or they're too skinny, but they're definitely up at night, possibly getting the what? Wake up, wake up. The 3 a.m. call from your ancestral team, as it shows them what? More of what you've got going on, darling dear. It also speaks about negative words. It also speaks about depressed.com, darling dear. Depression is not something to take lightly. I experienced it in my life until I realized it wasn't me depressed, right? It was the people around me that depressed me, blood. The energy blood was low vibing. This also speaks about, again, somebody worrying about making a major decision in their life. Nine of Swords in the upright, darling dears, represented by the Gemini energy. You're in two minds, the twins, darling dears. But it's also what? Sagittarius energy. Oh, so what am I talking about, Sagittarius? I mentioned Sagittarius because that's the only weaponized zodiac. Freudian slip meant to come out. It's about you what? Gathering your intel, darling dears. It's represented by Gemini as well as what? Mars energy. Mars is about taking action. You have to remember, confusion is what? Kryptonite to a big cat, darling dears. Every answer comes within, and if you've had to ask a question, darling dear, you already know the answer. And some of you are wondering if you can question. You're questioning people's energies that's around you. If you've got to question the energy, they're not meant to be around you, darling dears. High Priestess and all that. Third eye buffed up to a Bishi and shine and all that. And what? Doing it in what? The fool's way, darling dear. Having what? Got your discernment. This is taking a leap of faith away from them. Oh, somebody's worried about what? Losing opportunities. And this is what? The Four of Cups. Someone who you're not having any love for at this moment. You're not having it, mate. Base of the deck, darling dear. This is again Nine of Swords on its face. Good God. Never got you it, blood. Sorry, it's not the Nine of Swords, it's the Nine of Wands. Excuse me. Excusez-moi, sizzle. And he said sizzle. They are sizzling, mate. It speaks about what? When you see two nines on the table, it was what? Somebody had a minor gain in a situation. Somebody doesn't want me to speak. They had a minor gain because they didn't speak the truth, darling dear. This is why they lost an opportunity in a situation. They didn't speak the truth. They lied and was caught by the ancestral team. Well, guess what? Nothing to do with you. Too busy focusing on all of your tools, your gifts, and your glory as you manifest, darling dear, having learned the rules of the game. It's in the South Node. Base of the deck. What's this? Nine of Cups. Their dreams are not being fulfilled, darling dears, and this is an emotional break. Somebody's breaking down. Good golly and gosh. And we've got 999. Someone is about to what? Listen, if you're feeling that low, there's numbers that you can call. There's Samaritans. There's somebody that you can speak to. Don't take yourself out, darling dear. Anthony Hamilton says, joy will come in the morning. It will cometh in the morning, but you have to hold on, darling dear. The race is not for the swift, it's for those to endure. And you have to what? Wake up and realize that you hold the what? The whip. the badass alchemist ways. You can change the situation around, but it's about your mind, darling dear. The ruminating thoughts, you have to learn to interrupt them, because it's what the conscious mind, you have to come through in a subconscious kind of a way. Subconscious mind is run by what? Feminine energy, darling dears. This is about nurturing yourself, questioning those ruminating thoughts, and you have to also what? Use a key word every time they come up. My keyword is cancelled, because I've already dealt with that. She's like, I'm not awakened the what? The inner Chucky in me. No, that's so 2019. Base of the deck, darling dears. And they're broke. This is karmic debt somebody's going through. Eight of Pentacles on its face, lacking in success. This ain't love. This is not lovely. I don't love this. Not for some, not for no one. Look at these numbers on the table. We've got 3 9s, and then we've got the 8. That's been reduced to the 4, darling dears. They're going through it, mate. This is a loss of control in a situation. We have all the Pentacles on the table at this moment in time, darling dear. We've got wands, we've got swords, yeah, cups and water. We've got everything here. The 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. This is somebody who's been amongst a community, darling dears, that is what? Also self-serving. This person is losing the will to be around people that are what? Just like them. They're realizing they're going nowhere fast. This is having no one to lean on with what? A higher mind or good understanding. This is why these people will love to return. But you think that you brought nothing to the table. Your humor, your good advice, your good seat of emperors and empresses. Are you mad? What? Face of the deck. Yeah. What did I say, big cat? Temperance. You're an earth angel, blood. Don't tell them at the back. They're at the back for the reason. Law 16. Somebody's going through it as you turned your shapely back. Or they would like you to change your mind. But to remember, they're the wicked witch of the west, blood. And they need a whole proverbial house dropped on them, darling dear. This is somebody that comes with the spirit of confusion. 8 of Pentacles on its face also speaks about what? A mental break. When you see Pentacles turned around, they're having a mental break, and it also speaks about financial matters. It could be to do with their job, darling dear. A lot of bureaucracy. Somebody's also going to be what? Some kind of HR thing in a job role. Somebody's going to be what? Told to get out. They've been what? Stealing up the quiet from their employer. Thought they got away with it, but they hadn't. You know the one that was stealing, darling dears. They lost about what? 20 or 30 pounds in the space of 3 days. Yes. They was worried. They're worried, mate, because they're about to be caught. No rest for the wicked, darling dear. None. The type of person that hid their thievery, right? Their pilfering. They hid it and are we back, or is it still buffering, darling dears? Can you hear me? Give me a cat if you can hear me. Let me try and reset it on my thingamajig so I can see if the picture's clear again. Can you? Oh, we've got cat. Fist bump. I'll carry on. I'll press on because you know I can be a chatty cat. All right? Yes, baby. Balance. This is about the moderation. It also is the balances of your finances and your time. And this is also divine wanting you to realize the hard path that you was on. Why? Because you're a volunteer. Because you always had the rules, darling dears. But you just had to wake up to it. As I've told you many times, your birth natal chart is the most important document you will ever have. Finding and knowing thyself is what will bring balance, darling dears, as well as what? Full-on assistance from your ancestral team, your security, because this is rich white lady season on Keitha as well as Malkuth. Somebody's looking like a whole what creature from the backwoods, darling dears, looking like what? That hood alfalfa. They're in a work situation. They're about to be told to hit the road like Jack. In a love situation, darling dear, if you've already realized that your efforts was a thankless, unfathomable task, this is not the season to invite them back into your domicile, darling dears. They are prakala Oprakalisha. Better yet, they are Pennywise, what, son or daughter? Let's clarify these cards. Darkest fear. Keep it a good shufti. My Fitbit's reminding me to move. Darkest fear, darling dears. Fear nothing, because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is from death to rebirth, a new beginning for you, but you have to take the risk. It also speaks about what status, darling dear, and realizing the levels of things. You can't help them from the bottom of the pit. They have to go through their own journey of working on their shadow side. You can't bring them back. No, darling dear. The same ones that wanted you to survive off of saliva, the same ones that wanted them to call the last 45 minutes in the A&E for you. Major Arcana, darling dears. Queen of Cups. This is somebody who is jealous, bitter, and twisted. It also speaks about your unconditional love. You've packed it in, blood. You packed it in. Hey, Queen of Cups on its face also reminds you of what? Someone who is no one's mother, darling dears. This is a very bad mother. They think about themselves. They're not nurturing unless it's self-serving. This is somebody who is a jealous gossip, darling dear. Somebody who's beneath you. Someone who's worried about you. Listen, you ain't checking for them, but they checking for you. Boo. Swords energy is what's pain, darling dear, in the upright. And they're talking it up, chopping it up about how you was in the past. Not looking at where you are right now, darling dear. They didn't touch on how well you're doing in this season, Scorpio energy, in the upright. You're a rebel, darling dears. You rebelled against them, and it also was a painful breakup leaving this situation, but it brought about the life-changing events that you are embodying and enjoying. You transform, darling dears. And the death card also speaks about what? A new beginning. It's all new beginnings on this tableau today, darling dears. As a reminder of your badass alchemist ways. You got the rules, darling dears. Everybody's rules different, darling dear, because everybody's got no two birth natal charts are the same. Yeah. Look at this. They form the weapons, darling dears. Try to block you from opportunities, keep you stuck in the mire of your emotionals, darling dears. In those drudgerous, wicked circumstances, in the mud hut with them. Well, guess what? The weapon that they formed did not prosper. King of Pentacles. This is a boss mode, darling dears. This is someone who's an entrepreneur, somebody who's learning. You could be a keyboard gangster with the learning. Whatever you did, darling dear, put it out there on the internet. We are in the age of Aquarius, the age of what? IT, darling dears. This is you raising your standards. Raising your standards and adding tax, knowing your worth. The king, doesn't go to a page to ask him how to run the kingdom, blood. Especially when this page is Skullduggerous. That had you at emotional manipulation, darling dear. It was a full-on hostage, and kidnapper situation. Look! You had to wash your face like David. You simply had to. All of this one-upmanship, this arguing. They even had you in a throuple, darling dear. I told you, big cat, when you're unawakened, every best friend has a best friend. Yeah, and that best friend don't like you. They are the type of person or people that kept your enemies updated down to the minute and the hour of what you had going on, darling dear. Well, guess what? You're not having it, mate. This is you collecting all of them knives, darling dear. Being wise. Because recognize, realize. Ace of Swords on its face, darling dear. The Empress. They can't sleep, darling dear. This is also the Mother card. Somebody's going to be upset that you're going to go through with this pregnancy. You better get on your traveling log, darling dear. Leave the area. Don't tell anyone where you're going. You're the Empress. This is about being nurturing, and it's also abundant. The Empress is represented by Earth as well as Venus energy, right? Venus is very lucky, Very lucky, knowing your worth and adding tax, embodying all of the queens. And it also speaks about what? Somebody possibly coming towards you. But I told you, this is not the time to get into a relationship. We are in what? Mercury retrograde, and it's currently retrograding in Virgo. The sixth house, darling dears. The house of what? Responsibilities and organization, right? As well as groups. This is not the time. If it's a union coming towards you, darling dears, it's not the time, right? You gotta wait until after, right? Oh my goodness, the new moon and equinox. No. Hold on a minute, I'm having a brain fart, darling dears. It's the new moon in Scorpio. Eclipse. Yeah. That's when you can get your loyalty in, darling dears, after the new moon in Scorpio and the solar eclipse on the 25th of October. But in the meantime, this is about getting to know each other, understanding that somebody is coming towards you that is meticulous just like you, somebody who is faithful just like you. You may think of them as a page, darling dear, but they're a king. This is someone that's going to be holding back. Why? Because they've been through it, darling dear. They're going to be what? Interviewing you. Just listen, you'll be two interviewers. Everybody's interviewing everybody, Black. Because they understood the assignment just like you, Big Cat. You can't get involved with somebody who has not done the shadow work. That's asking for it without the Vaseline. It's so 2018. Loyalty, darling dear, and truth. And it's the justice of it all. Agent of karma you be may even lead to marriage. Libra energy, darling dears. And Libra is what? The house of partnerships. It's going to be a true partnership, but you have to wait. Ask as many questions in order to what? Get to the truth of things. You're holding the sword of truth. I nearly said source of truth. Freudian slip meant to come out. Because you've been through the rat race. And this also speaks about what? Maybe you're going to have to what? Stop this flagrant person with their defamation of character. You're going to have to do a Cardi B, Black. Get them in the law courts with a whole what? Habeas corpus on them. God. Defamation of character. Somebody's going for a HR situation, darling dear. A position that they've been loyal to for a long time, but there's been lies being told on your behalf. But this is about to be discovered. The truth is going to come out, darling dears. Whomsoever was lying to cover up what they're a pilferer. Justice, darling dears. Justice. I love it. I don't hate it. I love it. What about this? What? Someone's dreams not coming true. They're not happy. This is somebody who's drugging it up, drinking it up, trying to give themselves cognitive dissonance. Look, they're lying to themselves, Blood. Cancer as well as Pisces energy on it. They're lying to themselves as they continue to what? Drink away their life, darling dear. Trying to undo what they did. Karma's found their address right here in the form of justice. I'm surprised the judgment didn't come out to join it. Yeah, somebody's lying, a lying liar. This is negative energy of a bad friend, a secret enemy. Somebody who's extremely lonely in a situation, darling dear. Someone who's going through what? Lack of discernment, repeating cycles. But the alcohol or the drugs that they're taking, darling dear, is not helping. It's just opening up their aura for more attachments. More attachments that's affecting their mental health. And your mental health is your wealth. If you ain't got your mental health, you'll be barking at passing cars, right? Yes, sitting at tables where what? Your invitation should have been rescinded long ago by yourself. Unanswered. Somebody's lying to themselves about their alcohol and drug intake. And they know it, Blood. High Priestess energy. Yeah. Toxic, darling dear. The toxic in a toxic situation. Yeah. You know this too, darling dears. You know that they're going through it. But it's the karma of it all. They didn't realize that you was an earth angel and you was sent to help uplift them, to nurture them, to guide. But it was supposed to be what? An equal give and take. It wasn't an equal give and take situation, darling dear. This is why you're the agent of karma. and Justice knows their address. Base of the deck, the wandering eyes ain't so wandering these days. This is somebody that's losing their looks. King of Wands is gorgeous. Gorgeous. The King of Wands? What do you mean? What? Yes, yes, yes. The King of Wands is fabulous, darling dear. Charming. They will talk you out of your pantaloon into what? You'll be 3 babies deep before you realize that this person is a effing liar. And that one is for all and sundry. The one with the eyes that are unsatisfied. The Panani of a tomb that has no pause or chill factor. Well, guess what? This person is losing their looks. It's at the bottom of the cup, darling dear. This is a full-on knock, darling dears. Right? Someone who's angry, jealous, blame shifting and mean. And they are missing. No one call the police because they're just missing from your life, darling dear. But they are watching. When you read tarot, look to see where the eyes are. They're watching and they're right next to what? Karma, black. Dark days. Sad times, darling dears. This person don't look how they used to look, darling dear. Why? Because their wickedness catch them. It was slow in coming, blood. It was slow. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. All of that unrest, all of that lies, all of that trauma. Yes, all of that mattress back in dealing ways, blood, the lies, the gossip. They called you everything but a child of God. Look, it still fell on its face, darling dears. What about this King of Wands who's unsatisfied with what? Well, they chose these chicken head. Listen, this King of Wands is a homosexual. They will fall in love at the drop of a hat to get a domicile, a whole gaff where they can cut their 10. And they've got the what? The strength to pay one bill, the mobile bill, to keep in contact with the horde. You know this. You know this. Okay? Okay. You know this. Yeah. The Emperor's new clothes, eh? Not happy with the chicken of the sea, eh? Can't chuck them back. Because where would they live? They can't come with you. They can't have your psychological password. They cannot be a tampon string in your life. What's wrong with him? Why is he watching? Remember in the past, are you? If that don't make them take another drink, I don't know what will. They're remembering what you brought to the situation. A happy home, a happy family. What did I say? Where's judgment? Listen. The cards ain't ramping today, darling. It's telling us everything. You get in the Osha. You get in the Osha. Yeah. Judgment come to sit with justice. And remember, when I just got out the amethyst runes, they came out together as well. Yeah. Two ladies there crying. Somebody wants to be Mac the knife. When you see judgment, darling, there's someone who is an ex. We saw the ex. Yes, the act that ground you down, darling, dear. That turned into a why. Why? They want to come back like Mac the knife. Nothing like memory lane at the 3 a.m. All right? Because you can drink until the alcohol has no effect. You can only take so many drugs, darling dears. When you wake up, you still wake up to all of the wickedness that you've created. Yeah, justice and the judgment. They don't understand, right? That life is not a fight, it's a game. A game that they have no idea, right? Who they was effing with. The bringer of light. 10 of Cups is somebody who breaks what emotional curses, dysfunction, darling dears. Build that happy. You're a builder. Now it's got me on my 31 teeth again. I told you I don't like sucking my 31 teeth. You had patience, darling dears. This person is a secret admirer in your life. They're admiring you quietly, right? They have to admire you quietly, right? Because your ancestors ain't ramping. You'll wrestle them to the ground again, darling dear, at the 3 a.m. My mother always said every man or woman has a conscience, especially at the 3 a.m. Yeah, justice and judgment, I told you. They're not right in their cranium, blood. And again, we see what? Whom you are. Two different decks, darling dears. Just like the what? The alchemy, the badass ways. Two different decks, darling dears. And the energy of the two is what? The high priestess. You know this. You know this, okay? Okay. So they're having a mental break. Why are they having a mental break? What's going on in their cranium? Other than what wickedness? They're crying into their face. Luke 62:22, blood. Proper crying. They're feeling disillusioned, right? They're feeling disappointed, and they look like a dickhead. Yeah, I said it, a dickhead. Wanted to control a big cat, yeah? What happened to them with that charming cup that's been around the world? Knight of Cups, that's somebody that what charms everyone, darling. Yeah, loves a one-night stand. They put in many a soul tie on you. You didn't know what was going on, blood. It was the wrong partner. 7 of Pentacles on its face. You were sowing seeds with the devil's most diligent worker. Yeah. You lost a lot. Look at this shiznai. If you had 4 Pentacles when you met them, you had -3 when they left, darling dear. I'm telling you. They tried to take everything and control you, darling dear. Why? Low self-esteem, Pentacles on its face, mental health. They couldn't understand how unconditional you was. Well, guess what, mate? You ain't nah. You packed it in. Fell in the upright, on the justice and the judgment between the emperors. Everything's a sign in the readings, darling dears. You're highly intuitive. Some of you may even be tarot readers or energy healers, darling dears. You whether you write, whether you cook, whatever it is, darling dear, you're the empress at it, mate. Everyone has to fall back when you come through, because you come through with the what? The Skrilla.com, the security, the self-love, the self-care. You're nurturing them. Abundant. Beautiful. Did I say beautiful? Yes, baby. This is what's sticking in their craw. This jankra. That's your beauty, darling dear. Your inner beauty shines. This is a mature woman, darling dears. You may even be a young child, but you carry yourself well. And you don't talk about your Skrilla's 5 of Swords. I think not, Scotty. Let's get some more cards on the tablet. Then I've really got to press on, right? I'm going to plait my oldest daughter Kenya's hair. I can hear all the children breathing in the background. Right. What else is going on my wavy cloth? Oh, my mind told me to go for the black, but I've got to get the cat. Okay. What else does the big cat need to know? Once they understood that it's not a fight in this life, it's a game. You'll be laughing like me, big cat, when you look back at some of the shiznai that you put up with. I told you, somebody needs medical assistance that they're not getting. And it's what? The 5th house, darling dear. Yeah. The 5th house is what? Big cat Leo energy. It also represents a child or children. One of your children, your progeny, needs to go to a doctor's stat, darling dears. And the 5th house, baby, lean in. Somebody needs to go to what? An STD clinic. Because the 5th house is about what? The sexuals. Yeah. As well as what? Drama.com. Yeah. This is a bad romance. This is not fabulous. This is where your darkest fears must be activated, darling dears. Especially if you allow them to wear a mask and no condom. In this dangerous age, no condom. You better. What day is it? Sunday? Monday, blood. You better get to the doctors. You've got the itchy and scratchy in your pantaloon. But it's also about a child. Somebody needs to seek some medical help with a child, right? It could be the wind. It could be asthma, some kind of a breathing issue. I'm also fearing something stuck in the windpipe. Them little ones, right? This is why I'm glad my children are at that stage. Every minute they was putting things in their mouth. And guess what? All 3 of my children, up until the age of, I think about 3, they thought their name was Oi. Oi. What are you doing? Oi. Yeah. Oi. Star card, miracle, darling dears. Something major is happening for you. Some of you will be standing out as being what? Fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. You already knew it, darling dear. Intuition and all that. Pinky is up. But this is about what? Stepping out major into fame, darling dears. And it also speaks about a benefactor. It also speaks about what? Major healing. Right on the medical card. Whomsoever progeny is having an issue with their breathing, their airways, they're going to heal, darling dear. They're going to be all right, but pay attention. And if you've got something going on in your pantaloon, thank God it's not the wicked killer. But don't you do it again, darling dear. Don't do it again. No condom. No, listen, unhealed. Good God. Right? We've got you. Yeah, baby. You better use your intuition and discernment going forward. That would be advisable in every situation. Yeah. Third eye chakra, darling, darling. Third eye, buffed up to a bitch in shine, represented by oh my goodness, speak case. It's represented by Capricorn and Aquarius, so it's covered by Saturn, darling dear. Rules and regulations, but next to the star card, some kind of reward. By returning what that negative energy was being directed at you back to from whence it came, darling dear. Your ancestors ain't ramping, and they've got no way out. Good God, leave them where they are. Listen, right? Don't be tempted off your flip-flop here. Strength card. Temptation? No. This is about your spiritual strength. Leave people to get on with what they got on with. We're seeing the Scorpio in the reverse now, darling dears. Leave them where they are. We don't go back. I told you. We kick ass, we take names, and we eat the wounded. Not figuratively, darling dears. We're not getting into the cannibals. No, that's so Jeffrey Dahmer. Are you watching that series? My children are trying to inveigle me into watching it, but I don't know if I want to watch somebody who likes to eat people. I don't want to watch that. Especially when we're coming up to a food crisis on this mountain. Who wants to watch that? I don't want to watch that. I'm not watching it. They can't make me. Not making me, I'm not watching it. Right? I'm not watching it. Tell them they're not watching it. Now I sucked my 31 teeth again. Let's get to the moon card. Some more messages for the big cat as they understand the rules of this game of life. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon, darling dears. If you're setting your intentions, darling dears, at the new moon, third quarter moon is when we are going over to make sure that your intentions are manifesting, darling dears. Base of the deck. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Yeah. What you want to bring forward, darling dears, will come through. Full moon in Capricorn. Some of you will be in the December, January months. What's this? A time for healing and time to take a breath. What did I say? Do the 360, darling. Just see from whence you came and carry back on with your 180. Continue to move forward. Abraham Lincoln insisted, and I must insist also. Base of the deck, darling dear. It's time to take action, and some of you need to go and take the action to the STD clinic. Listen, I'm not picking or judging anyone. I just come with the messages. Final deck. See what Yeo Kipper thinks about this, because they're going for it, mate. The community, what about the community? They're under judgment, blood. What? Listen. It's more than one person. Listen. Big Cat, you already know whom these people are. Divine has papers on them, darling dear. They're on the docket. In Keith, and nothing like what being on the spiritual docket. And some of them need to get the papers. I told you, defamation of character, gossip and slander. If you've got hard evidence, darling dears, don't be slow in coming forward. Come forward with your intel. You are Big Cat after all. And you've got to what? Secure your foundation. Judgment, darling dear. Bring it to them, darling dear. If they're asking for it, bring it to them. In a legal kind of a way. I told you, it's rich white lady season. We don't engage. We don't tongue wrestle. And we sure as she's naive. Don't tussle around. Are you mad? Nah, blood. You get a team. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself, Scotty. You'll be sorry, blood. Sorry, and you'll be back, and I'll be here to say, well, I did tell you. I won't snicker and I won't laugh. Why? Because karma doesn't care who get the menu, blood. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. And a big cat wave to Bonita Ballerina. Oracle 7100, Word Grand Fist Bump, Carol Mystica, Millie, Della Prida, what go on, darling dear? Are you good? Who else is here before I push off? Lindsay Grace. Hello, Lindsay. New face in this place. What go on? Who's that? Queen of the South, blood. Glad you could pop in, darling dear. Anyway, must get great. I've got plats to do, and many of them. Namaste, Big Cat. Big Cat wave. Until we meet on these tarot screens again. Life is not a fight. It's a game.